birds. Kom inte hit! Nej, nej!
Get out of here. Hey! 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 Hey!
Oh, he's coming. Ah!
While hiking through Kings Canyon National Park, a YouTuber called Norwegian Explorer found himself in a tense and potentially dangerous confrontation with a bear. When he arrived, the animal was watching a nearby couple as they packed up their campsite, likely attracted by lingering food scents.
Go away, bear. Go away. Go away. Go away.
For several uneasy minutes, the bear remained close before suddenly making a bluff charge to drive him away. Rather than retreating, he stood his ground while the bear continued pacing and sniffing, clearly focused on finding food.
Go away. The other way. Go away. Go. 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 Turn around. Turn around.
After a second bluff charge, both the YouTuber and one of the campers began shouting loudly in an effort to scare the animal. This eventually worked, and the bear turned and ran back into the forest, leaving behind what could have been an easy meal.
Oh, he's coming. Ah! 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 Ah!
The bear's repeated bluff charges suggest it was motivated by food rather than pure aggression, and holding his position may have increased the risk. Still, his response helped protect the nearby campers. What would you have done in the same situation? Step in and take the risk, or keep your distance and stay safe? While preparing to spend the night on a mountaintop in Swedish Lapland, YouTuber Vahid Kolsberg and his husky experienced a frightening encounter with a young, curious bear. Vahid was enjoying the view when Riley, his dog, suddenly reacted to movement along the tree line far below. Acting quickly, he clipped Riley onto a leash to stop her from chasing whatever was out there. After taking a closer look, he realized the shape moving through the brush was a bear and tried to capture it on camera.
There are some birds in distress over there. I just saw an animal.
Moments later, the animal appeared again, this time moving straight toward the mountain where Vahid and Riley were camped.
It's coming here.
He shouted repeatedly to alert the bear to his presence, but instead of backing off, it seemed increasingly curious and began moving faster toward the sound until it reached the base of the slope.
It's coming here. Hey! Hey! Gå bort härifrån! Don't come here. Nej, nej! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Nej, nej, nej!
With no weapons and no clear escape, Vahid turned to self-defense, throwing large rocks downhill in an attempt to scare it away. None struck the animal, but the noise was enough to break its focus.
Nej, 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 nej! Gå bort! Gå bort! Kom inte hit! Gå bort härifrån!
And it eventually retreated back into the forest. Vahid and Riley escaped unharmed, but the close call leaves one question. In a moment like that, would you stand your ground to protect your dog, or grab your gear and run while you still had the chance? A hunter was starting his season with the goal of taking a bull elk using his bow. After calling to imitate elk sounds, he finally saw one moving through the trees. He took the shot, and the elk reacted instantly.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, I got it all! Oh my god! Oh, Ty! You pinwheeled him. Oh! I cannot believe what just happened to us. Oh my god. Oh! Can I get some knuckles? Not only you, I've got the biggest load in my freaking shorts right now.
But instead of running away like most injured animals, it charged straight toward him and his friend at full speed. The massive bull missed them by only inches as it thundered past and disappeared back into the forest. The sudden rush left both men badly shaken, a clear reminder that wildlife doesn't always behave as expected, and even a carefully planned hunt can become dangerous in seconds. A hunter moving through snowy woods in Oregon suddenly found himself face to face with a black bear and her cubs. Aware of how dangerous a mother bear can be, he froze, but she charged immediately.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Hey! 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 I'm gonna shoot you! Hey! Knock it off!
He shouted loudly, rifle ready but hoping not to use it. She stopped only feet away, breathing hard and locking eyes with him before finally turning and leading her cubs back into the trees. The encounter ended without injury, serving as a stark reminder of how quickly calm moments in the wild can turn life-threatening. Roderick and a friend were out turkey hunting, doing what they had done many times before. The woods were still as they sat camouflaged among the trees until a sudden gunshot shattered the quiet. Roderick felt a sharp odor and realized he had been hit. Another hunter, unable to clearly identify his target, had mistaken Roderick's camouflage for a turkey and fired. The round struck his leg instead of a vital area, and he later recovered, but the close call was sobering. One careless mistake had nearly cost him his life. Thomas and his father had spent nearly 10 days deep in Alaska's backcountry, hiking, camping, and tracking moose across harsh terrain. Most of the trip had been quiet, but Alaska rarely stays predictable for long. As they moved through tall grass with rifles at the ready, they remained cautious, knowing bears can appear without warning. Suddenly, the brush exploded with movement.
Here he comes. Bear.
him again. Shoot him again. Son of a bitch. Holy shit. Good thing you had me ready, young man.
Yeah, well,
He's dead.
he's still alive.
Oh, the first one I drilled him right in the center of the chest.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, damn.
How'd you like your bow for that one?
Yeah, that would not have been cool. Nice shooting.
Well, you gotta have your shit together. Pardon my language.
That is a prime example of why when you pick a hunting partner, especially in Alaska, you pick someone who is very competent, both behind the rifle and calm. Because if you get somebody in a panic with something like that, especially like we only got one bear gun with us.
Yeah.
And I didn't bring my 223.
Well, and you
But-
notice way in, we're talking about being ready for that scenario, right? So coming on a kill in this tall grass, you had to be ready for that scenario. So the scope was already dialed down to 3. There's already one up the pipe. We're ready for this kind of a problem, right? And you hope not to have these kind of problems, but inevitably you do.
Well, and the other thing I could say is you ought to have 2 rifles, because there's stories of this happening, guides and clients, and one gun goes click and doesn't go off for whatever reason. And in that situation, we'd have been in trouble.
A bear charged directly toward them at full speed, leaving only seconds to react. Instinct kicked in, and they fired to stop it before it reached them. The bear went down just a few feet away, leaving both men shaken by how close the encounter had been. In the wild, calm moments can turn into a fight for survival in an instant. While hunting alone in the woods, a man suddenly heard unsettling, guttural sounds echoing around him. Unable to determine where they came from, he was left questioning whether the noises were made by an animal or if something far more disturbing was hidden nearby. While searching for wildlife in the Australian outback, a man noticed something unusual and chose to record it. The footage captures a mysterious figure with glowing white eyes, leading some to speculate it could be a yowie, a cryptid often compared to Bigfoot. Witness accounts describe the yowie as moving erratically, with a large forehead and an ability to disappear when observed. Although the man was unsure what he witnessed, he found no logical explanation, leaving the question of what truly appeared in the outback unanswered. Lux Yi was exploring a cemetery said to be haunted when something unexpected showed up on camera.
Acá pueden corroborar que hay un animal, miren, un animal muerto también, de los gualichos que se hacen acá en esta zona. ¿Lo puede levantar, por favor? Sí. Allá atrás se puede apreciar, no sé si alcanza la toma de mi celular, porque mi celular es un celular muy bajo en resolución, pero bueno, vamos a caminar a ver.
As the group moved through the area, a small white figure appeared drifting through tall grass before suddenly darting out of view.
No, esto de no creer, esto de no creer, vamos. Corran.
One last glimpse was caught on video, but its shape and movement stayed unclear. With no confirmed explanation and only brief footage to examine, the figure's identity remains unknown, leaving viewers to question whether it was an animal, a visual distortion, or something far more unusual. After hearing unsettling voices near his farm, a man chose to investigate late one night. Near a tree, he noticed a silent figure standing perfectly still, staring in his direction and remaining unmoved even when lit by a flashlight. Afraid to get closer, he kept his distance as it stayed there until morning, then disappeared without a trace. Whether it was a person, a trick of light, or something unexplained is unclear, leaving the encounter deeply unsettling. A hunter set up a trail camera in rural Michigan to observe local wildlife. While reviewing the footage, he noticed a calm animal in the foreground, but behind it, a large dark shape stood still in the shadows, clearly separate from the surroundings. In the following frame, the figure had vanished without explanation. Whether it was a person, an animal, or something more unusual remains uncertain. leaving viewers to wonder what the camera briefly recorded. A Russian YouTuber chose to feed a wild bear through his cabin window late at night, quickly turning a casual situation into a dangerous one. As the bear leaned inside, its massive paw and long, sharp claws were clearly visible, revealing how close the moment came to disaster. The group waited until the bear finally backed away before shutting the window, aware it could return searching for more food. The encounter raises a serious question. How fast can curiosity become real danger when wild animals lose their fear of humans? After returning from a hunting trip, a man spotted a bear standing along the roadside and slowed his vehicle to watch. Without warning, the startled animal suddenly rushed toward him, forcing him to climb onto his car to stay safe. The encounter ended without injuries, but it shows how quickly simple curiosity can turn dangerous when wildlife feels threatened. A hunter received a motion alert from a porch camera at his remote cabin and chose to check the footage. What followed was strange. A dark, mist-like shape drifting away from the cabin, then a bright light shining toward the nearby woods. With no streetlights or clear light sources in the area, the clip quickly sparked debate. Some suggest it could be smoke or a camera glitch, while others wonder if something far more unusual triggered the alert. A Reddit user and a friend chose to record their walk through the woods after feeling something was off during a hunt. At the time, nothing seemed unusual, and the trip felt uneventful. Later, while reviewing the footage, they noticed a faint, ghost-like figure that neither of them remembered seeing. The unexpected detail has left viewers questioning what the camera actually captured that night. While hiking with his dog in Michigan's Huron National Forest, a man felt something was off when an eerie sound echoed through the trees.
I don't know what the hell that is over there.
Moments later, chilling cries rang out from deep in the woods, growing louder as his dog moved closer to the source. Sensing real danger, he decided to leave immediately, later wondering what kind of creature could have produced such terrifying sounds. A Reddit user later reviewed a photo taken at Devil's Den in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, captured on July 3, 2022. At the time, nothing seemed unusual, and there were no other people or visible light sources nearby. Only afterward did a strange, human-like figure appear in the image, prompting speculation about a possible paranormal presence at the historic site. What was actually captured in the photo remains unclear. Hunter Michael Green shared thermal footage recorded in Uharry National Forest that he believes captures Bigfoot. The video shows a large shape moving between trees, but the low resolution makes identification difficult. Green says the figure's size and motion support his claim, yet without clear evidence, what the camera actually recorded remains open to debate. While exploring deep in the forest to watch wildlife, a woman spotted something unexpected in the distance and started filming. The footage captures a large, blurry figure that some believe resembles Bigfoot, with attention focused on its unusually white-looking feet. While a few viewers are convinced it's real, others argue it could simply be a person in a suit. Without clearer footage, what she truly encountered in the woods remains uncertain. While searching for wildlife in a Canadian forest, a man spotted something unusual and started filming. A strange, humanoid shape appeared crouched among the trees. briefly making a motion that looked like a signal before disappearing moments later. With nothing else encountered that day, the footage leaves an unsettling question about what was really there. YouTuber Big Dill says something large and aggressive has been moving through the forest behind his cabin, leading him to document the area late one night.
You see that tree right there, that fern, right there, fern, and then there's a bunch of other ferns all around. And then it gets more dense as you go back. But what happens is this creature comes up against this fence, and it jumps this fence. And it was standing, we think, right in this where I'm standing right now. And my friend's inside right now, but I'm getting this footage.
While filming near a fence, he believes the creature uses to pass through. A sudden, chilling howl cuts through the silence. Moments later, a pair of glowing eyes appears deep among the trees.
And did you just fucking hear that? That was fucking it. Oh. Fuck this, I'm out.
Whether those eyes belong to wildlife, a lighting illusion, or something far more unsettling remains unclear, leaving viewers to question what might be roaming just beyond the fence. While hiking along a high-altitude trail, a group of trekkers noticed something unusual buried beneath the snow.
I got a very strong signal. What? What? What the heck is that thing?
When they uncovered it, the remains appeared to belong to a strange, lifeless creature, quickly sparking speculation about a possible Yeti. Whether the discovery was genuine or staged remains a mystery. A hunter released footage from a trail camera set deep in the woods, recorded late at night. The video shows a faint, human-like figure moving slowly between the trees in total darkness. If it was a person, it's unclear how they could navigate the forest so confidently at that hour. But if it wasn't, the footage raises a far more... That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.